right, boys. So the first big offseason milestone is here. We've been talking about the winter meetings. Well, now we are in the winter meetings. Honestly, the Phillies are at the center of this. Kyle Schwarber's been the star. Everyone's thinking he's going to go any day now. But this whole Pittsburgh Pirates thing has been very interesting. Ken Rosenthal reported that, let me get the language exact here, that almost certainly he got more than $100 million offered at 4 years. What do you guys make of that? And we're gonna start off with that. But before you do, how are we doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, and there's a lot to chomp on with the Pittsburgh Pirates, especially when we start talking about the years and the AAV there, because we know one thing: the Pirates are like the cheapest team in baseball.
Yeah.
So we can go from there. But I was checking out some movies with the family. This one is a little bit of a fall theme, and we're not in winter yet. We're still 2 weeks away, so I'm going to ask you guys: classic '90s movie. Homeward Bound. There's an American Bulldog that goes by the name of Chance. Who's the voice actor for the American Bulldog Chance in the movie Homeward Bound?
Oh, okay. So I don't know this, Bone. Do you know it?
Wow.
No, I can't remember the last time I've seen that movie.
Wow. You've seen it probably five times.
I have a guess.
Take a guess.
All right. So when you first asked the question, I thought Chance was going to be the answer. So is it the actor that plays one of the characters in Boy Meets World?
No. Okay. Much bigger.
Oh, wow.
All-star. It's an ensemble.
So he's an all-star, this guy.
Oh, he's an all-star. Yeah, he did do TV, though.
Is it older?
No. It's Michael J. Fox, man. It's Michael J. Fox.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a great one. It's a good one for the kids, Bones. If they next family trip, that one can kill you 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Snoopy, my family dog growing up, who of course was an American Bulldog. So I should have got it. That's a disgrace on my part. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that movie this week now. I got.
Yeah, it's a goodie.
Bones, what do you got for us, man?
All right, what TV show was Michael J. Fox from?
Spin City, right?
All right, there you
go. Go pull.
Yeah, long weekend. I feel like I'm crashing. Back to work today. 32 hours of driving to Disney, up and back last week. Came back on Friday. It was a great week. Kids were excited when they found out on Thanksgiving night where they were going.
Yeah.
16-hour drive down there. I wish it was 14 because they just got a little restless. Same way coming home. It was like coming home.
It's a long ride, man.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. Coming home on Friday, we hit snow throughout Virginia. Like literally from the time we entered to the time we left, it snowed. Like coming down heavy. But all in all, the experience at Disney was a great one. My first time.
Yeah.
Just wish there was less Disney adults, and I think it would cut the line down tremendously.
What would you say the percentage of just a pure adult attendees is with non-kids? You had a ballpark.
25%.
Okay, that's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, we're glad you're back. Slim and I miss you, that's for sure. And it looks like you got the sniffles a little bit, and you're still reporting to duty.
Yeah, a little bit of the sniffles.
Shout out to you for that. Guys, as you can see here, we teased it at the top. The lineup for today, we got the winter meetings. We're going to talk a little family game night. So stay tuned because that's going to be a fun segment where we're going to be putting Slim and Bones. They're going to be tag teaming today, put some Phillies games. And then we got to talk this Bryce Harper. I don't know what you're going to call it, Slim. Slim was dissecting this like a mad scientist on the internet. So we're going to let Slim cook on that and talk all about this Bryce Harper, Tony Stark, Iron Man stuff, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll wrap up with a little bit of Hall of Fame stuff. So, boys, again, we teased this at the top. Let's get back into it here. So the Phillies have done squatta so far in the offseason, but this is the big one, right? So what are we thinking here? let's start with you on this one, Bones. What does this whole Pirates charade look like to you, and are we going to get it done soon with Schwarber?
I think we're going to have something done by the end of this week. And this whole pirate charade, that's just them for Paul Skeens, because it was like, came out, they said, he's already said he wanted to go to the Yankees once his contract's up with the Pirates. And the report of 4 years, definitely north of 100 million.
Almost
they
certain.
probably want, they probably want 100.1. The lowest they can without going over, too far over, and just to say that we're involved, and then they'll go and sign somebody for $2 million.
Right.
And outside the money and the jokes with the Pirates, it's the competitiveness factor, right? Kyle Schwarber has never not been in the playoffs. If he goes to Pittsburgh, it's very likely he won't be in the playoffs again. So, or for the first time in his career, which is something I don't think he's interested in whatsoever. With that being said, it shows you maybe the bare minimum, right, on the years, right? We can throw any 3-year deals out the window. We're talking at least 4. I'm guessing the Phillies are going to land around 5, not 6. So I think it's going to be more than 4 years. Where are you guys with that? I think it'll be more than 4 years. And I think it'll probably be like against a little closer to 30 AAV. I saw it was the Bowden, the GM on MLB Network. I believe he said 5 years, 180.
5 years, 180. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, he had the highest I've seen. It might even been a little bit north of that. So, but I think we have to do it. And I think a lot of people, we get excited about the potential of the cap space and what plan Bs could look like. But plan Bs is a lot more stressful than bringing back someone who, let's not lie, he's the most coveted bat this offseason.
Yeah, him or Tucker for sure. And look, to answer your question, I think it was reported very, heavily that basically the Phillies have played this game of, hey, Realmuto and Schwarber, go out there, see what you can get, come back to us, and let us, be the final offer, right, for lack of a better way of saying it. So in my opinion, Slim, I think this whole Schwarber thing, zoning in on him, is a matter of one thing, 4 or 5 years. I think Schwarber's playing can I get the 5-year offer? And then the Phillies are going to be trying to sit there and wait on the 4. Right now, we know he's got a 4-year offer, right? That's all we know. So the question is, does he get a 5-year offer sometime this week, Bones? You thinking?
Yeah, I think it's going to get the 5 years. And I forget, what did I say before? Like 5, 150? Or did I do the 4, 150 just to cut it down and give him more AAV? But Chris brought up like how the Pirates maybe not being like serious with the offer and not making the playoffs. Remember back in 2011 when the Nationals came in and swooped Jason Worth for 7 years, 126, and we all laughed when they said about them winning, like being a winning team.
Yeah,
and they went on to be a winning team after that.
It's a good point.
Yeah, the big qualifier here is we all knew Worth was going to move on for sure there. We didn't prioritize Worth whatsoever. We knew that was going to be a situation with Jason Worth. The interesting factor is who's going to sign first, Realmuto or Schwarber, right? That would be interesting. And then the second thing is, and we kind of been talking about this a lot, but it's the price tag for Realmuto. I'm back up in that $15 million 2 years, so 30 years total there, or 30 million total there.
Use Bohm as a trade piece for maybe an Adley Rutschman.
So then I looked at Rutschman, and I find it hard that Baltimore is going to trade him, even with the other prospect who they brought up this year, Samuel Basello, right? They brought up him as well.
They signed him to a long deal too.
Exactly. So I think both those guys, and Rushman's kind of cheap. He's going to be in arbitration for the next 2 years. I think they're staying in Baltimore. So I don't know what the suitors, because we didn't get a deal done with Seattle. I don't think we're going to be doing any deals with Seattle, so I don't know who the suitors would be for Bohm. I'm not going to get into Lazaro, but that would be the other guy because that's like another conversation about his extension. Where do we land with him?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the names that are getting thrown around, I know Gelb reported on this earlier today, actually. So the big names of the Phillies are getting thrown around as far as trade candidates go. Strom, Bohm, and then obviously Castellanos. Castellanos is a whole different animal of his own. We've talked about that 1,000 times. But those are the big names that are reportedly were on the record of being trade candidates. So let's reel it in for a little bit here. So the big dog, Kyle Schwarber. Everyone's basically saying this is probably going to be the week. So we're in this week. We're going to report live on this. So let's just talk numbers here. So 5 years, the AAV, let's not worry about that. What do you think's the number that's going to get it done? 5, 6? Where are you at for sure?
I think it's 5 years.
5 years, okay. 5 years.
We're going to have to live with that. And I don't want them to do it, but if that's what it takes, it's what it takes.
I'm with Adam. I think it's going to be at least 5 years.
Okay.
I could see it hitting 6, but I would put 4 years at close to less than 5% chance at 4 years. 95% between 5 and 6 years.
I like that. I think that's a pretty sharp handicap there. And then same question. So Realmuto, the evergreen question here has been 3 or 2 years. Are we leaning 3 again? I know Passan made that very aggressive comment that we were right on that right away. Like you're saying no way 3 years. So where are you guys at on that?
If it's 3 year at $15 or $16 million, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Right.
And that's why I was getting creative and seeing what it looks like without his money on the books. Because why spend a tad under $20 million for Realmuto for that long? It was, again, we messed up not signing him. Now, if we can get him back under $15 million, closer to 12, 13, like that Perez contract in Kansas City, then I'm absolutely in. I can do 3 years, $36 million. I can't do 3 years, $45 million.
So the money, it's not me for the money. It's giving both of them the extra year. I don't want to give both of them the extra year. I only want to give one of them the extra year. And then you got to choose which one you want to give it to.
Yeah, because the problem with that is, sorry to cut you off there, Slim. The problem with that is ideally a catcher role would be someone that you'd want to be able to slide into DH in the future, right? But if you're also extending Schwarber to that same amount of time, he's your DH, right?
Yep.
So it's a good call by you. And again, I'm sorry, Slim. What were you saying?
I was going to say it's a unique situation for your points, but the other point is to their favor, Schwarber and Realmuto. Realmuto's coming off his strongest Iron Man type year, and Schwarber's a DH who's getting better and better as a hitter, it seems like. So for those reasons, I'm not too concerned going the extra year. For me, I'm more concerned with the money because that money can be used elsewhere.
That's fair. Boys, let's transition to our first edition of Family Game Night. I'm very excited for this. So let's lay the ground rules here. So Slim and Bones, you are a team. And you're going to be taking a nice path on the red corner shuttle to the ballpark, okay? You got 5 stops. You get one wrong, you're going to go off the road and take a turn to Citi Field. So you don't want to do that.
Oh, right? No.
So what we're going to do is, the rules are very simple. I'm going to put a player's picture up. You say the player is. I don't want to hear any spitfiring to look for my, poker face. You guys got to agree on a name and say the name. You understand that? So it's a final answer rule, and then we move forward.
All right, so Bones will make a quick little eye contact and then answer.
So first one, who do we got?
Ooh.
I got it. I think I got it.
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't.
Greg Dobbs.
Greg Dobbs. Correct.
Dobbs.
Hold on.
Let's go.
1-for-1 on your road to the ballpark.
Got the CB patch.
Sorry, next one here.
I got it.
You guys got it?
I think I got it.
Go ahead, take it away, Bones.
Marlon Bird.
Correct. Marlon Bird, 2 for
Ooh.
2, boys.
2 stints with the Phillies. Might have been 3.
I think it is
No.
3.
Really 3? That's insane.
All right, next one here.
Oh, boy. Looks like.
So they're getting a little bit harder. The path to the ballpark gets a little bit harder as we go along.
This dude looks like he coaches Crispin.
He does look like a Philly guy.
Trying to think. This is mid-2000s.
So what's going to happen is if you guys get it wrong,
We're going to go back.
No, you can save, but I'm going to give you a couple pieces of information on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bones, I think you take the guess.
I don't. It's not him. It's not Brandon Duckworth, is it?
No. No, this one's not easy. As soon as I say it, you'll know. But hold on. He was primarily a third baseman.
I got it.
Okay.
Wes Helms.
Wes Helms, correct.
Ooh, good call, Wes Helms.
For the save. All right, moving on here. Good call. Moving on here. So this is step 4 now. So level 4. All right, so for level 4, you guys are almost at the ballpark. Who do we got here?
I'm getting a free trip on Bones. Who we got, Bones?
That's Michael Young.
Michael Young, correct. Good pull.
Looks like a midget.
Back-to-back third baseman. All right, so this is not supposed to
I thought he was going to be good with us.
This is not supposed to be an easy
terrible.
game. So this is the final one. This determines if you're going to get to the ballpark or not.
Is that Nelson Figueroa?
No.
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 There you go. So now you guys
just
got it wrong.
blurted that out.
You guys got it wrong. You get one save to get to the ballpark now. He was a popular pinch hitter.
I know it.
Okay, you know it?
I think so. Go ahead. Keep on going.
2002 to 2004.
Ricky Leday.
I was going to guess.
Good pull. All right, boys.
I was between him and Tomas Perez. So he had to lead off inside the park home run the day of Kevin Millwood's no-hitter against the Giants, right?
Good pull. Yes.
And he caught the final out, I believe.
Awesome. So congratulations, boys, on your first attempt. It wasn't a perfect ride, but you got there with 2 save opportunities. So congratulations, boys. Well done. Let's close things down here. Let's talk a little bit of Hall of Fame. So it's funny. I hate doing the Monday morning quarterback thing. I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not, Slim. I said for me, Jeff Kent was the only guy I would personally vote for, even with the Don Mattingly late connection to the Phillies. Where did you guys land on this recent ballot? Where are we at? There's a lot of controversy going around there.
Yeah, I think it's a shame because I was pro Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. In recent years, their numbers are slowly ticking up, but now their time on the ballot is up. They can, I think, reappear on the ballot in 5 years and then through these veteran committees. But 2 of the greatest players of all time simply aren't in the Hall of Fame. Now, in terms of Jeff Kent, he's a player that I figure would be a Hall of Famer.
I think he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. I thought he put up the numbers. I think this whole thing's weird to me because they have 2 different committees.
Right. It's confusing. It is.
With players on how they get in. Like last year, Dick Allen got in via, it's like the veterans, whatever the veterans thing was.
They just changed the name to that too, like the Classic or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. and then this one is like totally different, and like now like Barry Bonds, like I think it's every 3 years they do this,
Yeah.
but because they receive less than 5 votes, they can't be on the first ballot the next time they do it, which would be 2028.
Right.
So 2029 they would be on it. They would be eligible again. Uh, but I thought Kent was a good one. He won an MVP. But apparently, like one of the things was with him not getting in before was well, like with the media,
Right.
teammates
Yep.
weren't fans of him.
Dick Allen repeat.
Yeah,
Listen, the Jeff Kent thing for me was pretty simple, right? He's a top 20 or so second baseman of all time, and he's the greatest power hitter from a second baseman standpoint. So if you're in that bucket, you're a Hall of Famer.
I got to protest a little bit. I think top 20 all time is a broad net. And secondly, Jeff Kent's in the Hall
What do
of
you mean it's a
Fame.
broad net?
All right, so if you have 20,
You're top 20 of all time in your position ever. You don't think you're a Hall of Famer?
maybe not at second base. No, I got to see who the top 20 second basemen are.
Pretty good. The
Yeah,
top 20 of all time of any position is good.
And 18, 19, and 20 might be in the Hall of Pretty Good, not the Hall of Fame. I got to see what they look like because we're talking about multiple second basemen every decade, basically.
And he leads them in home runs.
Right. Right. So I would say he's probably better than top 20. Maybe he's closer to top 10 than top 20 due to the power numbers. I don't know. I'm not here or there for that. But that's my first point. I think 20 is a broad net. The second point would be we're going to have a San Francisco Giant Jeff Kent in there with all the media stuff, but not a San Francisco Giant Barry Bonds in there. So at that point, it does seem kind of
all right. So that's a good
silly.
Good segue. So let's talk about that. So let's see. I want to know where you guys stand on this, right? Because this is kind of a death and taxes conversation every year around this time, right? It's the consistent. It's the okay. There's a lot of hypocrisy in how voters have historically treated this, and the dirty little secret in the way they do this is there are two types of people who have not been voted in the Hall of Fame. There's the player that have been suspected of PEDs and the players that have actually done PEDs. Manny Ramirez, A-Rod, who else am I missing? So where do you guys draw, Bones, the hard line in that?
So for me is, and I said this before, it's the commissioner, Bud Selig,
Yeah.
got in the Hall of Fame knowing players were on steroids. Why can't the players that were on steroids be in the Hall of Fame?
Okay. That's definitely an argument.
Suspected off some report from some senator
Right.
that has nothing to do with the game of baseball.
So where are you on that, Slim?
I completely agree with Bones. And then I think the second point on top of Bones's point, besides a lot of it, the second point is these guys were the dominant names and players who define their errors. So it's hard to go in there, see the story of baseball, and not have a nod to these all-time greats. And these players, they literally go 2-3 decades. Some of them, Clemens pitched when my dad was a kid till, he could have had grandkids. With that said, I don't think you can use an asterisk or anything along those lines. I think you put them in there untarnished, basically. I don't think you even reference it on a plaque. I think the time will come that these guys will get in, just like we're talking about Pete Rose getting in now. And then the third thing we're going to be talking about, you actually alluded to this, Devo, is there's players already in the Hall of Fame that have been suspected of steroid use. So what are the real reasons? Like Bone says, if Bonds never really had a hot test, but we know all, we have the observations. What are the real reasons here? It seems beyond baseball, especially when we're talking about a Senate report, and now that's all politics.
Yeah, but it was that is the report. What is it? The Mitchell report, right?
Yeah.
So that is. I mean, that was massive news in the 2000s. We remember when that came out. I remember reading that. David Bell, shout out to him, right? He was on there. I remember
David
thinking
Ortiz.
David Ortiz, right? Hall of Famer. He was on there. There's people in there. There's hypocrisy, right? And what I always fall back on is, unfortunately, it's not a perfect system, this system that we will call the Hall, but it's something that people really care about. And with your vote, you just have to be consistent. That's where I stand on that. So if you're voting on a guy that you personally, if you're in your heart of hearts, you think Barry Bonds did steroids because, oh, by the way, he did, right? I think all three of us agree that he did steroids. So if you think he cheated the game, then and you hold that standard or you don't vote, then don't vote for him. But don't vote for Big Papi as well, to your point, Bones.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Like, why is he any different?
Yeah.
Just because he won? And
Yeah,
my
but don't you
thing
think
is,
Go ahead.
don't you think it devalues the Hall of Fame though?
No, I mean
Right?
it doesn't. I don't think it devalues. I think it's unfortunate that Bonds cheated the game. That's what I think it is. I think I think the steroid era it's the second shoeless Joe Jackson type stuff, right? The say it ain't so, black eye on baseball. And I think it's something that we just have to accept that there are players like here, perfect example. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, they might not be Hall of Famers if they didn't do steroids. Barry Bonds, that's not the case. Barry
No.
Bonds, what?
Mark McGwire, dude, he came in, he was playing at the Oakland Athletics. I just saw this. Jose Canseco was talking about this. He led the league in home runs as a rookie. He was a Ryan Howard type.
Yeah, and he probably did steroids the entire time he was there.
And Oakland was a hard place to hit home runs. If he would have played in any other stadium, dude would have had like 80 home runs. Mark McGwire is a Hall of Fame dude, regardless of steroids. And that's the real truth.
No, you can't say that. How can you say that?
That's the real truth with most of these dudes.
No, that's the case.
You honestly can't say it the other side. You can't say it the other side. You don't know. We don't.
No, Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before he used steroids.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And you can easily say that Mark McGwire could have been a Hall of Famer without steroids. Plain and simple.
He was.
No, you don't
he's
know when he started
suspected of using steroids in his rookie season.
Yeah,
he had the greatest rookie season of all time. Maybe he was
using steroids,
possibly on steroids.
No,
possibly on steroids.
No, there's
possibly
evidence that he was using steroids in 1988.
Now you sound like one of those senators.
No.
All I'm saying is, with or without the steroids, most of these guys were still extremely talented. And I think the Hall, when I go there, I want to see the best of the best. And a Hall of Fame without Sammy Sosa, a Hall of Fame without Mark McGwire, and a Hall of Fame without Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens simply doesn't have the best in baseball.
Well, Clemens is another guy where I think he would have been a Hall of Famer without steroids.
Right, because you're saying because the longevity of when they came where they were playing, they were kind of like pre-steroids, and then they were in steroids.
A-Rod, another one.
It's hard to say.
I think A-Rod would have been a Hall of Famer regardless.
It's
that talented.
I don't like pinpointing when, where, and what without the facts of these players. What about Raphael?
That's why you're making my point. That's why you got to draw a hard line. Then
you can't. You can't. Then you'll be voting for no one, and the Hall of Fame will be the Hall of really good
for people who never did steroids.
And that's how you get guys like Jeff Kennan there and guys not named Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez. That's how Jeff Kennan said.
So my whole thing is, did you guys watch the documentary last year of Greg Maddux on MLB Network?
I did. That was great.
And they have the back and forth of an at-bat between Barry Bonds and him, and replaying what happened. Bonds, whatever, hits a homer, and Maddux goes on to say that's why he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Never not mention one thing about steroids. He's the greatest to ever do it.
Right.
And he thinks that with whether he was on steroids or not, he's the greatest to ever do it.
And you can pull this. There's a huge argument to be said about well, people are on and off. That enhances your body. For look at our boy, like you said, Bryce Harper. He's getting fresh. He got a third of brand new blood.
Oh yeah.
Right. So is that a performance enhancer? I absolutely think it is, especially because it's going to help with recovery and everything else. So is he not allowed in the Hall of Fame now? So I think it's time for us, especially where technology is going via Harper here. Let's put the best players in the Hall of Fame.
Well, the funny thing about that, I want to spend a little time on that Harper thing before we close up shop. But my only thing, and I'm not trying to get the last word in. I'll let you guys get the last word on this. My thing is, Slim, I like what you said. The point is, you don't know, right? But if you're the voter, right? I'm asking you to think about this from a voter standpoint. The point is, we can't measure what the impact of any type of steroid was specifically on a player. But if you have the evidence being a test or a government report that says this guy was doing all this, then you have to say, okay, well, however many of those 700 home runs, I don't know how many of them weren't cheating, but some of them were cheating. And I feel like that's where you got to draw the hard line. Me personally, if I was a voter, I would say anyone that has been tested or have evidence that tested, I'm not voting for. That's just me personally.
Yep, that's it. I mean, I would argue for certain players absolutely to be in.
You're an
based on
exceptions.
resume.
You're making exceptions, Scott, and that's where it's hard. You
No,
want it. You're saying that you want to.
Who am I making
measure.
exceptions for?
You're making exceptions for Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
What's the exception? I'm judging all of them on their resume. I'm not holding steroids against anyone.
Oh, so you're not holding steroids against anyone?
Not really, no. For who?
Right.
For what?
That's literally my only thing. If they're going to
no-
let the commissioner of baseball in that allowed it to happen,
Right.
then they should let everybody in.
So what do you think they've gotten? So do you guys think that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Barry Bonds did steroids?
Yes.
Do you think that that's cheating?
Do I think that is cheating?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Bones said it for me.
How is that not cheating? That was against the law. And then eventually, that is the best argument, though, because at a certain point, it wasn't officially like, which I even argue that. We could talk about this forever. But it gets crazy. No, but I love that you said performance enhancing for that Harper thing. So when I first saw the Harper thing, I had 3 initial reactions. 1, is this real? Right. 2, how much did this cost? And 3, how much of an absolute nightmare headache the Phillies organization when they saw this? Because they spent a lot of money clearing it, making sure that this is something you can do. And also, it's like, yeah, like, is this a PED, Slim?
So it's 100% a PED. It's 100% a PED. And it's even a little bit more absurd than I first realized, because it sounds like he's getting some fresh, clean blood. So long story short, you got 2 systems, your systemic system and your circulatory system, and they're working around, going through your heart, giving all your body blood. By the time your blood reaches your fingers, where you're holding onto the bat, and your toes where you're running, it's deoxygenated. So it's not the strongest as it can be. It comes back up, gets fresh blood. This dude now has an overload of fresh blood, which is going to go straight to his muscles, which I think should help with strength. It should help with recovery. It should help with his energy. So he should have, honestly, that MVP season we're all looking for. I got to say one other thing. I heard it's extremely expensive to get done. Secondly, that couch looks like something out of a frat house. That couch, that recliner, that lazy boy, if I looked under there, I feel like I would find like 15 Beast lights.
That's funny, man.
Well, he's got $330 million to do it with, so I'm sure it's
not
much
right.
off his plate there.
This is one thing you could say for sure. If Harper hits 45 homers this year, there's going to be a bunch of Instagram pictures of guys, with the IV in their arm next offseason.
And they said what's an anti-inflammatory type thing where it's supposed to help with swelling.
Yeah. So that makes sense with his wrists.
Yeah.
And they said it's kind of like what Kobe did going over to Germany.
Right.
It's just like an updated version of this.
And there's another OG out there who just got this done recently, Simon Cowell. And Simon Cowell's been back on the prowl, if you've been paying attention. So Simon Cowell got the same thing Harper got done, and he absolutely looks a little bit different.
Okay. Anything else, boys?
No.
All right. Should we close things
that
down?
was a funny there.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell and Bryce Harper in the same sentence.
Somebody.
Oh, man. All right. So, gentlemen, this was a fun one. If you are still here, folks, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know it helps. Let's hope that Kyle Schwarber is a Philadelphia Philly by the next time we jump on here. We'll be going live and reporting on that. Alrighty, go Phils. We will see you soon.